This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Welcome to Red Panda Report. Buckle up for two-fisted pulp action as I talk about the terrific twosome of Toronto. Red Panda Adventures, episode 30, originally aired December 1st, 2007. The episode is called 'Tis the Season. Here's the copy written by Greg Taylor, the writer and director of the Red Panda Adventures, as well as the voice of the Red Panda. Yes, kids, there's a man in red on the rooftops, but it ain't St. Nick. In this very special slice of two-fisted pulp justice, with all the trimmings, we tip our fedoras to the great Will Eisner and the classic Christmas stories he wrote for his much-loved mystery man, The Spirit, and in so doing, turn 1930s Toronto on its ear. Please enjoy, with our best wishes, 'Tis the Season. So I have many multi-layered reasons that are deep-rooted and go far back into my life, which is really two ways of saying the same thing, to dislike Christmas. I don't like Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas. I haven't celebrated Christmas for decades, possibly. And that's something we can talk about at another time. It doesn't really matter right now. However, 'Tis the Season, this episode of Red Panda, episode 30, has joined Die Hard and Gremlins and I don't know what else. I guess Ron Howard's The Grinch. I didn't see the other one. Ron Howard and Jim Carrey's The Grinch as fantastic movies, stories, whatever, that I love, despite the fact that they are Christmas-based, Christmas-themed, whatever. Because the storytelling is so fantastic. Greg Taylor is not only an excellent writer in general, he is very skilled at a multitude of different things. He's a novelist. He can write audio dramas. He directs them as well. He's a voice actor, fantastic voice actor. And he also is able to write a rhyming, I think a Christmas Carol or Night Before Christmas style. No, it'd be a Night Before Christmas style type of thing. I don't know if Will Eisner in The Spirit wrote rhyming dialogue like 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, but this certainly contains it, and it's fantastic. The whole thing is written in verse, and Stephen Burley does a fantastic job narrating the whole thing. I've mentioned Finn's Golem recently. Finn's Golem, so Dakota Ring Theater has a long history. It's, 12 seasons of Red Panda, I believe 10 seasons of Blackjack Justice, if not 12. And also, they did a bunch of summer audio stuff, collaborating with other people who were making audio dramas and, just audio shows in general, because they weren't just dramas, there were comedies, there were whatever. Finn's Golem is this, think of Total Recall and then make it cooler. And that's what Greg Taylor wrote. And Stephen Burley starred in it. And he has a very interesting quality to his voice. And, he did the whole thing of Finn's Golem, and it was amazing. I don't know if it's in the Dakota Ring archives. I'm sure it is. If you look for it, Finn's Golem, you can find it there. It's a audio drama adaptation of the book that Taylor wrote also. So I really got to get that book because the adaptation is great, but without Stephen Burley, I'm not sure. No, I'm sure it's fantastic. But Stephen Burley really does a great job, and he's the narrator here, and he does a fantastic job. So just the whole thing, it's really fantastic. It's really fabulous. It's about, doing the right thing. It's about justice. It's about Harry Kelly. It's about Harry Kelly. He stars in this thing. And, so young Harry Kelly is an agent of the Red Panda. He's been moved from a spotter to a runner, I believe is what they said, or a runner to a spotter, one of the two. So we get to track Harry Kelly's career throughout the whole Red Panda series, basically. More or less, overall. And this is a big deal for him. He wants to go sing for his mom in this Christmas thing. But then he finds out about this plot where these, terrible, what do they say, rat-faced Jake? This terrible game, excuse me, led by a bad fellow named Jake, wants to steal all this stuff that, Red Panda's alter ego is sending to these orphans somewhere. Orphans who are kids with no mom or no dad. Red Panda is himself an orphan. At this time, his parents are dead. He's the last living member of his family, the sole heir to everything, somehow. Well, we won't talk about how, but anyway, that's his deal. That's his story. And so maybe for that, in part, he has sympathy for these kids, but I'm sure also Kit is very strongly pushing him to give to these kids, because she definitely adds an edge of humanity that I believe is missing from his character. He wants to help people in the macro, I think is how you say that. And she wants to help people in the micro. She wants to help everyday people in everyday ways. And what better way, like they give money to the poor box and things like that when they take it from criminals, but, directly giving stuff to these kids at Christmas is a great, it's a great gesture, especially, in the culture, whatever. All my qualms with Christmas aside, that's a wonderful thing to do. And you should do it at any time, not just when there's, Christmas cheer in the air. But anyway, it just tells a fantastic story. It's a lot of fun. The whole thing rhymes, which is wonderful, and the performances are fantastic. Even there's some lines that you could tell, well, they were difficult to pull off, and yet they did it, and it all sounded fantastic. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna blather on about it because it's a really great fun episode. You should check it out. I think I called my episode for the title, or my thumbnail for it on YouTube is A Very Merry Harry. Anyway, I don't know. It's just great. Shannon Arnold does the voice of Harry Kelly, and she does a fantastic performance. And the whole crew does a great job. There's even some special decoder ring theater humor in the middle of it, because in the break, they go on with this little skit about the guy who's doing the voice of Jake. I can't remember his name. Sorry, I remember Stephen Burley. For sure, which is kind of like the point of the skit, that he's carrying the whole show. And so this other guy wants to do, no, I'm not going to guess. Anyway, it's a funny little skit in there, and it shows some of the personality and some of the, at least the decoder ring persona of the people who are doing the show. So Greg, Clarissa, and I guess Shannon is probably the other person who drops in there and does some stuff. Oh, must be Peter Moyle, I think, is the last one. Pretty sure of that. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. Very fun episode. Light, but it's not like adding to the overall lore of the Red Panda. It's just really fun and really cool and really enjoyable. I mean, it kind of adds to Harry's mythos for who he becomes later or what he becomes later. But I don't know if Taylor had that in mind at the time. I kind of think he did. But regardless, it's very cool, very fun. I hope you enjoyed that. Like, share, and subscribe. I invite you to comment, ask questions, and share your thoughts with me. It's always more fun when you're part of the conversation. Until next time, be well and hold high the lamp of justice. Visit mjmunoz.com for more of my work and help me build up the Fortress Fiction.